Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Talk It Out podcast. I'm Adam. He is Steven. We are two dudes, one mic, and unfiltered opinions. Steven, it is Talk It Out Tuesday, and it's kind of another Super Bowl edition. But before that, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain. Super Bowl was great. Had a big Super Bowl party. It was also my birthday.
Yeah,
So
it
that was
was.
always fun. Everybody over. Adam came over, my parents, my brother,
Yep.
my in-laws, my brother-in-laws. It was a great time. It was a great game.
It was a great game. We'll get into that here in just a second. But before we start, everybody that's new, not new, if you are new, go like this, comment, share, subscribe. Please, for the love of God, go subscribe. And I tell you what,
God, subscribe.
Steven doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to throw something out there. When we get to 250 subscribers, I'm going to buy a jersey for somebody. I'm going to do it myself. When
That
we
was
get
not
to
discussed.
250
That's okay.
subscribers, I will buy a jersey. We will randomly select them, and I will buy a jersey of choice for them. So there you go. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button.
I mean,
Anyway, so we'll kick it off. We got the Super Bowl edition. The Super Bowl was Sunday between the Bengals and the Rams. Anybody that watched our last show, we kind of gave our predictions, and we were both correct on our prediction as far as who was going to win, but I don't think we were right on the score. But overall, dude, I thought the game was great. I thought it was a great game. You couldn't have asked for a better game than what we had. But we're going to kick it off with let's just kick it off with this. All right, Stafford's legacy, and I'm going to let you start on this because I want to see which way you're going to go because I might go a different way than what old Steven's going to go tonight.
so there's been a lot of talk, obviously. Everyone knows there's been a lot of talk of him winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
His, 12 years in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And what this does now, because he was a dynamic passer the entire time he was in Detroit, right?
Yep.
Everyone knew he had the big arm, he had all the talent, but he was stuck in Detroit. And he couldn't win. 0-3 all time in the playoffs for him. What does this do for him? Does it pair the stats? Now he has the Lombardi. The legacy question is, does this make him a Hall of Famer? That's the biggest part of his legacy. Just legacy alone, yes, it absolutely changes it because he's a Super Bowl champion now,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He had a good game, not a great game, but he did have a really good season.
Yeah.
I think a fun, interesting thing with it too is that when you look at it does show situation matters.
Yeah.
Team matters.
Yeah.
Culture matters. Where you play matters.
Coaching
I
matters.
Had to take, yeah. I mean, you're with the Lions. Look at the players that have just drowned in a sea of misery with the Lions. Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson. Someone brought up Herman Moore back in the day, right? And so you see this now. It's just fun for me. I'm happy for him.
Yep.
I'm happy that he got it. I think a lot of people were rooting for him.
Yep.
To get this Super Bowl. Legacy defining, absolutely, because he is a Super Bowl champion. You cannot take that away from him. Yes, it was a loaded team, but he did what he needed to do. Hall of Fame defining, I'm not quite sure if I'm ready to go there yet. He's 4-3 in the playoffs. He's got a Super Bowl now. He's going to be there for at least another, 3 or 4 years. He's 35. Let's say 4 years, 39. Can he get another one? I think that would help Hall of Fame. He's got great numbers.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame yet. But absolutely, it defines it is chapter 1 in his book on his legacy at this point. He is a in front of his name from now on. It will say Super Bowl winning quarterback Matthew Stafford.
I'm gonna say Hall of Fame no right now, and it's a slight no. His statistics have been great his whole career. But not going to the playoffs all those years in Detroit, and I know it's Detroit, right? It's a fucking dumpster fire down there. But I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say no, a hard no. I'm gonna say if he can continue to do what he's done this year and maybe not make the Super Bowl or win another Super Bowl, but still statistically do what he did. Now, granted, like you said, he had a lot of good players on his team this year on defense and offense. Do I think he cemented his legacy? Yeah, I can't disagree with you because he won a Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he also won a Super Bowl with OBJ, who come out fairly early in that game. It was before halftime, right? Yeah, it was before halftime because
Yeah.
he went to the locker room. Cooper Kupp, who was arguably the best receiver in football this year, maybe the best player, if you think about it, what he did. So, and he had some talent in Detroit, but not like he has here, not like he has in LA. But you cannot take the fact away that he won a Super Bowl. So, is his legacy? Yeah, he won a Super Bowl, but I'm just gonna. It's hard for me to say Hall of Famer right now because of just all the bad years that he had, which again doesn't really. I mean, can't all fall on him, but at some point you got to go back to that and say, okay, he was in Detroit for 11, 12 years, whatever it was, and how many times did they make the playoffs? I think it was
Well,
twice.
and this is the
I
thing.
think it was twice, right?
Uh, maybe 3.
Maybe
It,
he
it,
he never. Let's put it this
it
way:
was
they
3
never.
times because he was 0-3. He
Yeah,
lost
they
the
never.
first one every time.
Yeah, they never won a playoff game when he was in Detroit. So, again, kind of echoing what you said: situation, coaching, all that does matter. Because look, Goff went to Detroit. Goff took them took LA to a Super Bowl. Goff goes over to Detroit, and they win 4 games this year. So,
Mm-hmm.
does it say that Matthew Stafford is better than Jared Goff? 100% he is. There's no denying that. But situation, coaching, players, all of that matters. LA went all in this year. They've already talked about it, and that's what they said they were going to do. It was boom or bust for them, I think, this year. Can they do it again next year? Well, I don't know. Are they going to be able to keep everybody? We've been hearing a lot of rumors, and now these are just rumors. Aaron Donald might retire. Sean McVay might retire. If those two things happen,
OBJ is a free agent.
yeah, if McVay and Donald retire, what does that team do? What happens to that team? Are they still a playoff team? Probably. But again, I'm just saying all of this to say Stafford was on a great team this year. He had a shit ton of talent. Would he have
Well,
done the same with the Lions this year? Probably not because they're a dumpster fire. So
and
his
like you
legacy,
said,
yes, you are right, Stephen. His legacy is yes, he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback now.
well, see what this does too. So this is a take that I've preached on and I've harped on. It made a lot of people mad, because I've done this on the Colts one. Is when we talk about situation matters, right? Where you play matters, and no matter
Mhm.
how good you are, there are situations that you cannot overcome. Okay,
Yeah.
Carson Palmer with the Bengals couldn't overcome them in the past.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton with the Bengals couldn't overcome the dysfunction. My take has always been I don't think Trevor Lawrence can overcome the dysfunction in Jacksonville because and Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, they couldn't overcome the dysfunction in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Dysfunctional franchises do dysfunctional things, right?
Right.
So, and Tua in Miami, does he have the talent to go overcome the dysfunction in Miami? Sometimes the culture and it's not a coach, it's not a GM, it's the owner down.
Yeah.
And if the dysfunction comes from above, which is what you hear about like Detroit and Jacksonville, who they don't know what they're doing, no matter how talented you are. Let's remember Matthew Stafford, #1 overall pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can't overcome it. I think the most important thing with this conversation about Stafford is people can take from it is, like you said, situation matters.
Mhm.
There are very rare players that turn an entire franchise around. Peyton Manning was one. We're kind of middling, right? Drew Brees is another. Tom Brady, but those are Hall of Fame all-time greats that can come in there and do that.
Yeah.
But I'd love to disagree with you, but I'm going to agree.
Well, we're not going to disagree. All right. On the flip side, we're going to go here. We're going to go. Will Burrow and the Bengals be back? I'll start because I already
Okay.
said it. I said it last week. I'll say yes. Now, I don't know how quickly. Do I think it's? I don't think it's going to be next year. I just don't. I don't think. I'm not going to say they got lucky this year. I just think they got hot at the right time. They beat they beat my team, the Titans, who was the number 1 seed. They beat the Chiefs, number 2 seed. They did some good things, but the one thing that needs to happen for Cincinnati is they've got to fix the offensive line. It just has to happen. Still, with how atrocious that line was this year, Joe Burrow still had a killer year. Jamar Chase had a killer year. Joe Mixon had a good year. And the problem is Joe Burrow got put on his ass 70 something. What we say today? 72, 70 times. 70 times.
Including the postseason.
Right.
17 in the postseason.
Yeah. So 17 sacks in the postseason and 70 times all season. That can't happen.
What did we say really quickly? 17 in the postseason, 9 against the Titans, 7 in the Super Bowl. 16 of the 17 sacks came in 2 games.
Yeah. So, and they still beat the Titans and obviously played a really good game in the Super Bowl. So, I do think they're going to be back. I think that if they go back, it's going to be because they've got to keep that core of what they have right now. And I'm talking Burrow, Mixon, Chase, maybe Higgins. They've got some other people, Boyd, and I can't remember that tight end's name that got hurt, Uzuma or something like that. But if they can keep that core together, and their defense isn't that bad. People give them hell for it, but it's not horrible. Except for one person, and I'll shout him out, Eli Apple, who's atrocious in coverage. He was getting roasted all night. And but if they can keep the core together, I think Joe Burrow's a good quarterback, man. He's going to be really he's going to be really good in the now and in the future, I think, as long as he can stay healthy. I saw he hurt his knee. I saw something come out. He's not going to need surgery, but when he got hit and he was in pain. But yeah, I think I do think you see them back there at some point again. I don't know how many times. He's not. I don't think he's going to be Brady and win 7, but I think you see him there. I think you see him there maybe multiple times over his career. And I think he gets one, and I think he wins one.
So I'm going to say no.
I knew you would.
I have legitimate reasons. Okay. I want to say no because of the following: Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an insane amount of talent on the quarterback position in the AFC. AFC, outside of the Rams, we knew the AFC was far and away the better conference this year, depth-wise, position-wise. You got teams, and then you got the Colts, who you don't know. Is it going to be somebody new? Are they going to be better? You got the Titans, who have Derrick Henry, who are going to be fully healthy next year. You got the Browns, who are the Browns are the Browns. Never mind.
Yeah, don't bring them up. Don't bring them up.
The Broncos could end up with Aaron Rodgers. Like, you're talking, there's so much depth.
They beat him this year, Steven.
They did. And you guys beat the Chiefs and the Bills. Right?
We did.
We pounded the Bills.
Yeah. And played a good game. You played a good game against the Rams.
They did. They beat them this year. But sometimes, like we all know.
We beat the Rams too, by the way.
Right. I mean, we all know it takes a little bit of luck as well, correct?
Oh,
tickets to the
100%.
Super Bowl. Mahomes has been to 2.
Mhm.
Right? Look kind of through. Breeze went to 1, and we always thought he was going to go back.
Mhm.
And they were built like the Rams, like built to win now, and they never got back. Dan Marino went in his second year, just like Burrow, and never sniffed it again.
Yep.
So I mean, there's a hit, and you know what? I'd be remiss, and I'm sorry, Who Day Nation. The Bengals can be the Bungles sometimes. Right now, Burrow. What scares me the most is Burrow is on the same career path as my beloved Andrew Luck. He is on the same path because they're not building the O-line, and he's getting obliterated. And the thing is, when I say obliterated, it's not like he's taking big hits and he's always getting up. He's been injured.
Mhm.
You know, and he darn near almost got injured again in the Super Bowl. He had a shaky knee going into the AFC title game, right?
Mhm.
Against the Chiefs. He's been banged up. And if they don't correct the problem, that's a huge fear. Like, no matter how good you are, and Burrow was great in the playoffs. Burrow was great all year. The Super Bowl proved, the second half of the Super Bowl, it don't matter how many, what did we say? Last play of the game.
Yep.
Jamar Chase was wide open.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
But Burrow got knocked on his ass because he didn't have the time.
Yep.
But going back to will the Bengals be back, I combine it with this was the time here. First time
Dude,
since I think
you
they were in
keep
the Super
freezing
Bowl.
up. You keep freezing up so bad, but keep going.
But it's the first time since '89 that they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, man, it's hard as hell to get back. It is. Tom Brady spoiled it for everybody by making it look so damn easy.
Yeah, he did.
But I don't, so much has to go right. And so much went right for them this year. And I'm just, part of it too is, like I said, I'm looking at the depth of the talent of the teams and the QBs in the AFC. Yeah. And that's tough to. And then you look at his division alone, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, who can be decent. And if you remove Baker, the Browns are a deep team. The Ravens are a deep, well-coached team. And the Steelers are, me and you have the utmost respect for Mike Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
And the Steelers are a very deep team and a replacement quarterback away from being right there. That's a tough division. Dude, they were out of the playoffs to the final 2 weeks.
Yeah, they were.
So I'm just saying, it's going to be really, really tough.
It's hard to get back to the Super Bowl, period, unless you're Tom Brady.
Oh, Peyton Manning made it 4 times?
Yeah. I mean,
that's not easy.
I mean, Tom Brady made it half of his career.
Well, and the best quarterbacks don't always go to the Super Bowl. No. I mean,
No, Dan Marino.
I mean, that went 1 time.
Yeah. Dan Marino, like you said, went once and that was it. He's one of the greatest of all time. So, yeah, I can see your point with just the overall competition in the National Football League, but I don't know, I just saw something this year. I don't know what it was that I think that the key to that, honestly, the 2 keys for the Bengals are fix the O-line and keep your core together. And they have at least a chance. I'll give them a chance. How about that? To make it, if they can make at least get a left tackle, that can do something for you, and keep your core people there together, then I think they have a chance. So,
yeah. Okay. Fun fact, really quickly with the Bengals too, is Mike Brown, who's the owner, is notoriously cheap. Okay, they play in Cincinnati, Ohio. They don't have an indoor training facility. They share it with the University of Cincinnati. They go to the University of Cincinnati's, and they also have the smallest scouting department in the entire NFL.
That's not surprising.
So that the question is, can he be supported by the team?
Yeah. Let's get to this, Stephen. We're not going to have any unfiltered opinions on this, are we? We're probably not going to conflict at all on this because there's one huge one, obviously, and that was Jalen Ramsey getting his neck ripped, his head ripped off, and that play resulting in a touchdown. Explain to me how the sideline judge is right there. Sideline ref is right there and doesn't call that. How? And I'm sorry, but I don't want to hear the bullshit from anybody about, they just want the Rams to win and all that. No. Refs blow calls all the time. But this was huge because that was a touchdown. That led to a touchdown. What was it, like 70 yards?
Yeah, right out of half. That took the lead. Held the lead.
Yeah.
Until the Rams scored in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. Explain to me how that gets missed.
So the only thing I can come up with, right? The only thing that I can come up with is the ref was faced their back.
Right.
So you can say he could see the head kind of go like that, And I don't know if I'm freezing or not. I don't know why my internet's all funky. If I froze like this, that's kind of odd. But you can say you can see that, but you can't see his hand.
Yeah.
He had an obscured view.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, I watched the play live like everybody else. And I was confused because the other part, too, is Jalen Ramsey, who is a notorious shit talker.
Yes.
Right?
He's great at it.
He's still the only person I've ever seen get AJ Green to try to choke him out, But he didn't pitch a huge fit.
No, he didn't.
He was kind of stunned. He kept kind of looking up and kind of looking over. He didn't throw a massive fit, which kudos to him because it probably would have drawn a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct or something like that. But that's the only thing I come up with. It was such a game-changing play. And, my brother who was watching the game with us, he pointed out too, he had his arm wrapped around his waist as well.
Yeah.
He kind of had him a little bit of a hug, and then he just kind of gave him that little, that little jerky jerk, and twisted his head enough. And I think here's a question too, and y'all drop it in the comments, is he did do that. I'm not going to defend it. It was a huge, massive, game-changing play. But does Jalen Ramsey's momentum also carry him to the ground and make it look worse? Because he was in full sprint. I don't know, man. It was a horrible call. You can't.
I was going to say that it doesn't matter, Steven. It doesn't matter. It was a horrible no call. Whether his momentum took it down, made it look worse or not. I mean, the guy's face mask was ripped sideways. So
it was bad. It was really bad. It was a huge play too.
Yeah, huge play. There was another one that we saw. Aaron Donald, which is at the very end of the game when it was 4th and 1. Bengals had the ball. And the sideline shot saw that Aaron Donald was potentially offsides.
Well, you're leaving out another one too.
Yeah, I know. I was going to let you mention one.
The defensive holding on Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. So
you say what you want. The refs didn't determine the game.
No,
the game was great. So here's my thing with the game in general too. We were sitting here at the house watching it, me, you, and everybody else. I lives in Tennessee, and I turned to you. I turned to my brother, and I said, "This is like, what more can you ask for?" Mm-hmm. Stafford gets 2 number ones, and Jared Goff straight up trade for him. They're going in all in, and you got 3 minutes. Go win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And he went and he scored. And then I turned to you and I said, I don't really care who wins the game. I didn't have a dog in the hunt. I didn't bet on it. I mean, we picked the Rams, both of us. Yep. But I turned to you and I said, let's see what Joe Burrow does. Like that, selfishly. Joe Burrow's got 2 minutes, a minute and 15, somewhere around a minute and a half.
Minute and a half, something like that, yeah.
Let's see if Joe Burrow can go do it. It was a great game.
It was a great game.
Great game.
Great game.
And the calls didn't take it away from me. If the Rams had lost, I think it would be even bigger kind of sirens going off because that would have probably potentially been the momentum changing, game changing play.
Yeah. I want just real quick. We don't really have this on the bullet. I want to mention 2 things. I think you kind of mentioned it before, but on that last play of the game, Joe Burrow had Jamar Chase wide open for a touchdown. He just couldn't get the ball.
Ramsey was laid out.
I mean, Ramsey was on the ground. Jamar Chase wide. All he had to do is throw it up, and it was game over.
He didn't have time, man.
He didn't have time. So again, goes back to the offensive line. And I just want to shout out Cooper Kupp, man, because what that guy did this season. And like I said, I'm not a Rams fan, but Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown. He was the Offensive Player of the Year. He Super Bowl MVP. There's been one person to do that, right? One other person to do that in their career. There's Jerry Rice. Cooper Kupp did it all in 1 year. In the same year. I don't think Rice did it in the same year. So
maybe not.
I don't think he did. So just shout out and Cooper Kupp's amazing. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, game-winning touchdown technically, and good for him because
Pride of Eastern Washington, baby. Pride of Eastern Washington.
0 University. Star coming out of high school. So shout out to him. But yeah, overall, dude, it was a killer game. We couldn't ask for more. We had a great time. Had a great time over at your house. Drank some beers and had a bunch of family over there, and it was cool. So it was. We're on to free agency now.
Free agency, yeah.
So we got a bunch of rumors. We got a bunch of rumors
coming up in
out
about
there.
2 weeks.
If you guys haven't listened to Steven's other podcast, the No Horsing Around podcast, you guys need to go do that because I'm sure there'll be some Carson Wentz talk soon.
No shit.
But before
we owe 250 subscribers to Carson Wentz.
Before we got one more topic we want to do, and it's getting All-Star weekends coming up for the NBA, and we thought we talked about this today, who midway through the season, who's our MVP picks, and do you want me to go first or do you want to?
I'll let you go first.
Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit of a homer, but we talk about this all the time, and I'm going to say Ja Morant. And it's funny because me and Steven talk about this all the time. Me and Steven are, right outside of Nashville in Tennessee, and we very rarely remember the fact that Tennessee has a professional basketball team because they're in Memphis. We live 3.5 hours from Memphis. And really, Memphis is almost technically in Arkansas or Mississippi. I mean, it's right there. So, but what he's done this year, one, if you just go watch his highlight videos, they're freaking insane. He's an all-star, obviously, but he's averaging like 26.5 points, I think 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.5 steals. I mean, he's shooting the light. He's shooting 50% from the field. It's insane. And 34% from three-point line. So, not to mention, he is the Memphis Grizzlies at 40-18. They're playing right now as we're recording this, and they're winning against the Pelicans. So, probably 41-18. And I don't know what seed they're projected right now in the playoffs, but I would think they're like a 3, maybe a 4, somewhere in there. But if you guys,
3 seed.
3 seed. So, but if you guys haven't watched it, and Memphis, poor Memphis, they don't get a lot of TV time, nationally TV time. They might start now. They might get some more because of how good they're doing and what Ja Morant is doing. But I just think the way that guy's playing, we talked about this before with that kid that he was not recruited out of high school. He was found in a gym just playing a pickup game and was like, hey, got to come sign this kid. And he went, and he was the number 2 overall pick, which right now, if you were to redo that draft, he would definitely be the number 1 pick over Zion. I mean, Zion just can't stay healthy, and plus he's 300 pounds. So,
and he plays for the Pelicans.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
I'm really glad
plays for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, but I'd rather him play for the Grizzlies. Honestly, it's our home team. But again, we don't. I like the Grizzlies, but I still forget that they're in Tennessee. But
it's not like the Preds or the Titans.
Yeah,
they don't feel right here.
Yeah,
Memphis is its own.
So he is there's a couple other ones I could have went with, but like I said, I'll be a homer and I'll say Ja Morant. So I'm gonna flip it to you and see why you disagree with me.
So I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to pick him. I'm not going to disagree. I mean, all the stuff is right. Memphis is let's remember, Memphis was picking number 2.
Yeah.
in the draft his rookie year.
Yeah.
Right. There's a reason why you're picking number 2. Now, not as much in the NBA as obviously as the NFL. There's a lottery, things like that, but they were a sorry ass team.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has lifted that team up.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a fantastic job. For me, I'm gonna go Steph Curry. He's a seat above your boy. 42-16. The Warriors. I mean, and he's otherworldly, man. He's an otherworldly player. His team is basically back together finally after kind of 2 years of them not being together.
Yeah, Klay Thompson ain't played in 2 years.
But you see what it looks like now. Like, you're seeing what dude is still young, and he's already set the record for made 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to put that so far out.
Yeah.
He's loved by everybody because of the fact that he's changed the way you view the game. Not just how you play it, but you feel like anybody can shoot the ball.
He's ruined the game of basketball for young kids. All young kids want to do now is shoot 3-pointers 15 feet behind the line or shoot. You know, there's no.
But also,
I'm not gonna say he ruined the game.
He's made everybody think they can.
Oh yeah,
he's made like if you're not the biggest guy, if you're not LeBron James, who's a freak athlete,
or Giannis,
a freak specimen, like God touched him and was like, "You're gonna go play basketball."
Yeah.
You know, if you're not that, he's proven that you can still be there. And dude, his team's really freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the leader of that team.
Yeah.
I think he's an easy one to point to. He's who I would not give it to. I'm not going to give it to LeBron James. No, everyone's always like, "Oh, LeBron could be MVP every year." His team sucks, and it's his fault.
Yeah, they're fucking horrible,
and it's his fault.
I would throw out an honorable mention: Joel Embiid.
He's played well. He's played really
well this year. I think he went on a stretch. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. I haven't looked, but he went on a stretch. I think he at least 10 games in a row where he had 30 and 10.
I think he's going to work really well with Harden too.
Yeah, we talked about that. When he'll probably have a little more of an inside presence. He won't come out and get the ball a lot at the top with Harden being out there. Might do some screens and stuff with him, but I think Joel Embiid's an honorable mention. He might even be the MVP right now. I don't know, but
can I say Cole Anthony?
Shut up. You wanted to you know why you said that? Why?
Because I'm.
Why are you bringing him up? Why are you bringing him up?
I'm a Magic fan.
Yeah,
that's also why I'm bitter about Ja Morant. The Magic were horrible that year, as always, and couldn't get in the top 2. Could not get.
What else is
Hardaway?
What else is he doing though? What else is your boy doing?
What? Which one?
Your boy you just mentioned.
Cole Anthony? Oh, he's in a slam dunk contest, which is odd. Dude is a scorer, which is great. Dude, it's really hard. It's really hard to be a Magic fan.
Hey, as a Magic fan, you want to bring back Aaron Gordon?
No, I hate Aaron Gordon. No, I'm good. I'll take a pass on that one.
Yeah, he's like, I hate Aaron Gordon.
I like Mo Bamba. You know?
You do like Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba's good.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna
great rookie.
We're gonna have a pretty. I think we're gonna do some other things on Thursday. We talked about it. We might throw some wrestling in on Thursday.
Ooh.
We might any WWE fans out there. We might throw a little wrestling in there.
We like to mix it up. We like to
mix it up. We'll probably
keep
have
on your toes.
We'll probably have some NFL. We'll have something.
There'll always be a little dash NFL.
There'll always be a dash NFL. We might have some NBA. We're probably mixing a little MLB situation stuff. What's going to happen there? We don't know if there's going to be a season or not, but yeah, I think I want to throw a little WWE in on Thursday. So take us out, brother. Take us out.
Remember, you guys. Remember. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Adam hit it at the same time I did. That's why it went away. He did it again.
Do it. Okay, there you go.
Like, share, subscribe, comment, do all those great things. Let us know what you think. Like we always want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys think of the Super Bowl. Did the calls ruin it for you? If you're a Rams fan, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you, and I want to hear what your emotions were like right out of half when that happened. If you're a Bengals fan, I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Right after the game ended. How did you feel? I want to hear from if you're a fan of the NFL, I just want to hear from you. Okay.
Hey, if
I
you're a
just
fan
wanna
of the
hear what you
NBA
guys
too,
have
I
to
want
say.
to. If you're a fan of the NBA too, I want to know who your MVP is for
Hit us
the
with
first
it.
season. Hit it with us.
If you think I copped out by doing Steph Curry, that's fine. I'll hear from it. You have no idea. Nothing you can say is worse than the beating I have taken for my stance on Carson Wentz.
All right.
Nothing. Okay,
Nothing.
so remember, you guys, we take it out the same way we always do. No matter if you agree or you disagree with our takes, if you think they're stupid and they suck, or you think they're great. Here on this podcast, we meet at the mic and we talk it out. We'll talk to you guys later.